Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about the topic of arrays. Now if I could talk about what is an array, array is a collection of homogeneous related data. When I say homogeneous means it is going to store the same type of data. That is, if it is going to store int, it is going to store all integer type values. If I am going to store float, it is going to store all float type values. Now what is the meaning of related? Related means, for example, if I talk about integer values, the age of a person is integer, then we can say roll number is also integer. So if I could talk about, if I'm going to store roll numbers, I'll be storing only roll numbers in array. Now let's understand why there was a requirement of array. If I could talk about, let's suppose I want to store the information of 6 students. Let's suppose I want to store the roll number. So what I'll be doing, I'll be declaring 6 variables like this and so on, and one by one I'll be taking them as an input. Scanf, address of A, then address of B, and so on up till F. Now it is going to increase my work because I need to deal with so many scanf statements. So that is why they invented the need of an array. Array is going to store all the elements together. Now what is the syntax for defining an array? What is the syntax? If we talk about normal, we have data type, variable name. For example, I am going to write int a, float b. Now see the syntax of an array. Data type, here we have array name followed by a square bracket where I'll be mentioning the size. Int a of 5. So what does that mean? My array is going to store integer elements. How many integer elements? 5 integer elements. Done. If I am going to talk about your float, how I'll be writing? If we see, we are going to write float b. Let's suppose I have written here 10. So it means it is going to store 10 values of what type? Float type. So this is the difference between the declaration of a normal variable and an array. Okay, now we are going to see how we can take input in array using scanf and how to initialize an array. If we talk about, there are 4 steps. Declaration, definition means taking allocation of memory. Then we usually take input. What is the method for taking input? One is initialization and one is your scanf. Then we write the logic or we perform processing. Then we have the output. For output, what is the function we have? Printf. Right, these are the 4 steps we are going to follow when writing the code. Now I am going to talk about array. The moment in main function I write, let's suppose the first statement is int a of 5. So what does that mean? I am going to have an array, and how many elements it is going to store? 5 elements. Let's suppose array index always starts from 0 in C language. A of 1, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4. So if the size is 5, what is the index of last element? N minus 1. This square bracket is basically known as your subscript or index. Now with this we have a array name also, which is going to point to this. Now array name is always going to hold the address of first element. Basically, if we talk about your array name is a constant pointer. Constant means, now it is a pointer. Pointer means always what it is going to hold? Address. Constant means always same address, which is the address of A0, or if I have any another array, it is going to hold the first address, and it is also known as base address. So this is all about this video. In the next video I'll be discussing about the syntax of how to take input and how to initialize array. Thank you.